a lot of pressure to make the right one because it was a life-changing decision. So my mom was a college coach growing up. I was always in the gym playing volleyball, and she always had foreign students that lived with us, and so I was just always around volleyball players and the game. In 4th grade is when I took up dancing. It was just jazz, hip-hop, and like fun tap, and I did ballet my 5th grade year. I became serious in about 6th grade. I started dancing with the New York City Ballet in the summers, and then in 8th grade, which is still really young, I was 14, I stayed there by myself for 6 weeks and trained with them. So at the end of the 6 weeks, they called my mom in and told her that they wanted me to stay year-round, and I was one of 3 that were chosen on a full ride. So I would have gone to a performing arts high school and just tried to graduate high school as fast as I could. Contact with family would have been very limited, probably just holidays, if I was even able to fly home from New York. When I'd come home from the 6 weeks, I realized how much I had missed home and loved the lake and loved playing sports. And I decided that I wanted to have a real high school experience, and that if I didn't enjoy ballet, that I would never get it back. So I wanted to do high school and be a normal kid. It was a really hard decision. It was a lot of pressure to make the right one because it was a life-changing decision. I actually made the decision when I was sitting on a dock looking out onto the lake and just thought, I can't leave this. New York wasn't for me. And after about 2 weeks, I said no, and everyone was very surprised I said no, and so the New York City Ballet actually called me 2 more times to tell me I had another week to decide because they didn't like my answer of no. I was supposed to take over the head ballerina spot, but I would do school for just a couple hours a day and then dance all day, probably 7 days a week, and just constant pain. So I kind of decided I'd made it to the top in the ballet career, and so it was time to move on and try volleyball. No regrets, I'm retired. No. I love volleyball because it's a team sport and it takes all the 6 players and the bench to impact. With ballet, it's you fighting against everyone else and competing constantly for a spot. My first visit to GCU, I was visiting Arizona for a spring break with my family, and my dad was just like, you should just go on a visit, it'd be good practice, just see what it's all about. And then I actually walked on campus and just felt right, and I really liked all the coaches and just loved the environment and the campus and all the new facilities, the feeling of being on campus. So I was like, this is where I belong. It's growing so fast, and a whole bunch of kids from my high school are now gonna come here, and I have friends. So it's just a small school that's just getting bigger and bigger and building something that's gonna be really great.
Boom set 3, 1, 2, 3, oh!
I think we have a lot of talent and growth that we're just getting into. We have a lot of new people this year, and we're getting better and better each year, so I'm excited to watch everyone compete and shock people. I got a lot out of ballet, a lot of body control, strength from it, so I'm glad I did it, but leaving it behind, I don't have to worry about my body image all the time, looking at myself in the mirror constantly, and the torture kind of behind that and pressure. So I'm excited just to be a happy, healthy athlete now.